Alright, this is going to be a short little DWA off the cuff. Hopefully you can hear me. I have the windows down. It's a beautiful day here in Santa Cruz. I'm driving along West Cliff. So we have the Monterey Bay right here to my left. Just a couple blocks from my house. I just, so I don't think we've talked since the rally. On the rally, my exhaust came loose at the header to the cat, the 3-bolt flange. So it was super loud, obnoxious, sounded like a dump truck. I got home the following weekend. I got a gasket, tightened that all up, fixed that. Now it sounds good. And then yesterday was our DWA Cars and Coffee, possibly the last one of the season. I know it sounds weird since spring is almost here and most Cars and Coffees are just starting up, but our Cars and Coffee, we originally started it, I think, like 3 years ago as a filler for our local Cars and Coffee, Canepa, and it was basically a filler for having a Cars and Coffee when theirs wasn't happening, which is in the prime, summer, spring months. So we decided, hey, we're gonna fill that gap and have one rain or shine when it's rainy and kind of foul weather. And up until yesterday, we've had perfect weather each one. Yesterday there was some light sprinkling, but people still showed up, and I think everyone was still on a high from the rally, so a lot of the rally veterans showed up. We probably had a good like 40-50 cars, where we might have had more than 70-80 in the past couple months, but it was still a good gathering. And I got to drive. People were just handing me keys all day, which was really fun, or all morning. I got to drive our friend Ali's, Ali, who has the 2002, which was on the rally, 2002 with was an S14 motor. I don't know my BMW motor codes, but E30 M3 motor. And his car was featured on Petrolicious by our friend Patrick Stevenson, Motor Affair. And he bought an E36 ZCP package car, which is essentially the competition package. It's actually a car that he owned a few years back, and he bought it back. So it's a little bit modified and stuff. Really nice looking car. I forget what color the blue is, but it's a kind of a dark metallic blue. I took that thing out, and he really wanted me to check it out. I didn't really take it on any twisty roads or anything, but has nice power and feels solid and everything. But I wasn't overly impressed. I think I need to take it on a real drive through some back roads and dry weather to really test it out. Didn't want to go push it on any back roads in the rain and stuff. So yeah, I took that out. It's just that it felt like a really heavy car to me. And I guess it's a sports sedan, so it's not a real sports car. It just felt you were sitting kind of high. The whole car felt like the weight was up really high. I know they weigh around 3,400 pounds, so it's a lot. And I did have a passenger, Rick from Clutch Kick, was with me, so it's not super quick or anything. I mean, it's pretty quick, but it wasn't like outrageous or anything like that. And then after that, I took out our friend Sean Grimes. Has a 71 911T with a built 3.2 in it. Supposedly puts out around 300 to the wheels. Has a 915 gearbox with like a Wevo shift kit and stuff. Really nice sorted car. That thing was a blast. I mean, it just rips through first and second. It's funny though, it's not any faster than Ali's E46. I bet they're pretty close as far as like acceleration, that, but the 911 was definitely more enjoyable. Had a lot more throttle response and just a lot more willingness. The front end felt lively and light and really nice, and the BMW is just kind of sluggish and heavy feeling. And then after that, I took out Dave Rendon. He's a listener of the podcast. I took out his Ford Focus. I think it's like an 04 Focus SVT. Is that right? Which I've kind of shit on them. I think more than I should, as far as like interior quality and stuff. I mean, the interior quality sucks. It's just plastic dash, hard plastics everywhere. But it feels a lot more European than I would have thought. The suspension was nice and compliant. Steering was pretty good. It felt a lot like my Acura TSX that I had. I had an I don't even know what it was now. An 05 Acura TSX with a manual with a 6-speed. But it felt a lot like that, but more solid, like 20% more solid. It just felt better built, and this car had 140,000 miles on it, no creaks, no rattles. It really impressed me, just because I wasn't expecting anything, you know. So I think that was like the most impressive car I drove of the day, just because I was expecting nothing from it, and I came away like, wow, that's a pretty good car. Like for $3,000, and it revs to 7,000 RPM or something, or 7,100 or something like that. Power band, it's all up high. It's also kind of a lazy feeling engine, so it takes, you know, to run out all the way out in first gear, it just feels like it takes twice as long as it would take in this car, say. Not that zippy of an engine, but and very like rubber bandy in a way, which is kind of the way the Acura felt as well. Just, I guess it's it's part of like a low torque motor, but and high revving. And then the final car of the day that I drove was Rick Deacon of Clutch Kick. I drove his 1989 anniversary edition Porsche 911. So that's still the G body, because it's a two rear-wheel drive car. So in '89, the 964s were all the 964 came out in '89, but they were only all-wheel drive cars. So they were only C4s. But this was the last year of the G body. His is a they have the G50 gearbox, which everyone loves. And they have a 3.2. His is bored out to 3.4 with some bigger, I think it has like 964 cams, a couple other things. So it has a little more power, and that car felt really nice. Definitely kind of bridges the gap of new and old. It's a lot more comfortable than, say, the 71 that I drove, but it has a lot more refinement, and it's a place you can be comfortable in all day, and drive to LA and get out and not feel tired. But it also has that 911 classic 911 noise, and it still has the old school suspension with torsion bars and all that stuff, where the 964s went to coils, and 993 obviously went to like multi-link in the back and all that stuff. But I don't know, I think the 89's, it's a pretty rad car. So G bodies are pretty neat in general. 87 through 89, or the 87 through 89s with a G50. They do have a hydraulic clutch. They have a couple of things which make them like, they take away a little bit of that liveliness of the car, but it gives it that comfort. So it really depends what you want. And they added, they were a little heavier than earlier cars, like earlier Carreras, and the SCs were lighter than the Carreras. So I think for me, I'd probably rather have an SC or an early Carrera, but with a cable clutch and all that stuff. But and I don't mind the 915 at all, especially when it's sorted and has a nice shift kit, like a Wevo or something like that on it. But yeah, Rick's car is super cool. Really fun to drive. The steering was a little funky, and it like, you'd have your initial turn in, and then it would load up really hard, and you're like fighting it a little bit. So I don't know, he probably just needs a good alignment. Something's wonky there. But yeah, I've been rambling for a while. Speaking of alignment, the 944 before the rally, I put so after the little crash I had replaced the passenger side control arm, ball joint, and all that. And then I decided to replace the driver's side control arm before the rally, and it was like 2 days before the rally. And I also did new sway bar bushings, poly bushings. I have I think it's a 27 millimeter front bar. And then I have a big, like a 19 or 21 in the back, I forget. And then, but yeah, so I put the new control arm on, and I wasn't able to get it aligned before the rally. The car felt really good on the rally, but I felt like the front end was a little bit lost. Like I didn't have a good idea of what the front end was doing. Which I kind of got used to that feel after the first like half day, but it was still just like I didn't want to push the car super hard. So I was just reading up a little bit, and I still need an alignment on it, but I need to bring it to a good shop, and we don't really have any good alignment shops here in town, so I'll do it up by my work, or San Jose, San Francisco area. But look at this busy day, people walking everywhere. So, but I just put it up on the ramps, or I just jacked it up, put it up on the ramps, and I adjusted the caster. So what did I do? I forget if it's positive or negative, but essentially it can be all the way to 3. So I just brought the control arms all the way out to the sides, the adjustment at the back, the caster plates, and just as a baseline. And I know that's a good, that's like an ideal setup for when, spec 944 and stuff like that. So I did that, and this is my first drive since I did that. And right away I can tell like the front end, like the steering is more direct, a little bit stiffer. Like it was almost like too light in the front. Now I can kind of feel what the car is doing, and it feels really nice. It feels the way I remember the front end feeling, 944s are kind of known for their steering, and it feels back to normal. So yeah, that's I don't know how quick that was. That was a lot of rambling, and you're probably bored, but just kind of a little update on everything that's going around everything that's going down in my world with the car and everything. But yeah, Radwood at HooptyCon at Sonoma Raceway is in less than 2 weeks. So it is Saturday, March 24th at Sonoma Raceway. We're going to have around 250 cars, I'm guessing, at this point. I think we have 175 signed up right now. Guaranteed we're going to get 75 more cars to sign up, at least. We're in talks with people about having a 959 there. It's gonna be a great time. And then my friend Ronnie is working on a Coastal Range Rally video right now of the video, and it's we've seen some rough cuts. It's super cool. I think it'll be entertaining for people that weren't on the rally as well. So I think we're gonna have a little premiere. We're trying to plan something where we have a premiere of the video the night before Lufka Holt, I can't say it, in April. So Lufka Holt is in April. It's the Porsche Air-Cooled show in Torrance, which is down in Southern California. And we're going to try and have a premiere of our Coastal Range Rally video the night before at a venue of some kind, and do like tacos and beer and just hang out. So check our Instagram is the best for us to see all of our updates, at Driving While Awesome. And then you can check our website, drivingwhileawesome.com. Everything's Driving While Awesome, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. So yeah, check us out.